Hello, AP World History class. Sorry that we have to meet under these circumstances, but I'm going to do everything within my power to help you guys pass this test. Few quick announcements. Number one, if you are taking the AP World History test, make sure that you fill out that form that is on Google Classroom. Miss Reading, as well as your teacher, needs to know whether or not you're taking the test. If you are taking the test, also keep in mind that you only have to do any AMI work up to day 11 and 12. I'll keep posting other AMI days on there in case anybody is not taking the test. But if you are, pay attention. I'm going to be putting on Google Classroom review materials and videos like this one here today. Make sure if you are taking the test that you do that stuff and do not concern yourself with any of the other AMI work. I will try to label it appropriately, and if you have any questions, feel free to call me. My number is 870-577-4178. You can also reach me instantly through email, and I answer very quickly. If anybody tries to call me, meaning you or your parents, please leave a message or text me. I have a call blocker on my phone, and I won't even know that you're calling. With that being said, let's go over what is going to be expected for this year's AP World History test. The good news is you guys have practiced this stuff. You're looking at my screen right now, and you can see what is going to be on it. It's a DBQ, but it's a modified DBQ. A normal DBQ, they give you 7 documents and an hour. This one is 5 documents and 45 minutes. And you guys have practiced DBQs before in class, and I've went over them extensively. A lot of AP people are maybe kind of upset. They wish it was a different format. I'm kind of glad it's this one and not something else, because some of the other essays we haven't practiced as much as this one. Oh, sorry, I need a drink. With that being said, let's get right into what is going to be expected. What do you need to do to pass this test? Number one, you have to make a 3, 4, or 5. How many points does that mean? How many points do I have to get? I don't know, and I'm not going to know till well past the test. I would suggest that you try to get as many as you can. Number one, you get 1 point for doing a proper thesis. What's a proper thesis? A historically defensible claim. Guys, I'm going to highlight that word claim. That basically is saying I have an argument. I'm going to be making an historically defensible argument or claim that has to do with a prompt. That's going to get you a point. We've practiced it. You guys should know the difference between a thesis and what's acceptable and what's not. We're going to go over it in more detail later this week. Second thing, you're going to get a point for writing a proper contextualization. And it tells you right here what that means. That basically is providing broader historical context relevant to the prompt. For anybody that doesn't know what contextualization is, pay attention. That's going to be tomorrow's video topic. What is contextualization? To give you a quick understanding, it is the beginning of a movie. They're laying down any background knowledge. A lot of times at the beginning of movies, you'll see a little piece of writing that pops up. That's fixing, and all that does is telling you what's to be expected. They're giving you some background information that you need to know before you see this movie. And that's what contextualization is. You're giving me some background information relevant to the prompt. I'm going to show you an essay real fast, or I'm going to show you a prompt. Right here is a prompt which we'll be going over this week. Evaluate the extent to which railroads affected the process of empire building in Afro-Eurasia between 1860 and 1918. So you have to give me some background knowledge about railroads, about industrialization. You have to give me some background knowledge into empire building in Afro-Eurasia. Some background knowledge, that means before 1860 or right at 1860, right in that time period. What was going on? What is some background knowledge that applies to that prompt? So don't talk about North America unless it is going to be relevant to empire building in Afro-Eurasia, right? And it has to be railroads. So we're going to be talking about that. Pay attention for tomorrow's video on contextualization. So there's 2 points. Next, 5 points are available when we're talking about all the documents. The first point is cake. You almost have to be brain dead not to get this point. Essentially, can you describe 2 documents? Can you read the document and tell me what was there? If you can do that, you get a point. Wow, anybody should be able to do that one. You get 2 points though, and I want people to stress on trying to get at least 2 points. You should get 3 for sure, but 2 points. Support an argument in response to the prompt using 2 documents. In other words, now that you've described the document, you have to use that document to support your argument. What's your argument? Your claim, your thesis. You have to use the document to support your thesis. If you can do that for 2 documents, you get 2 points. Here's what you guys really need to strive to get, and that's this one, 3 points. You're not only describing the document for 4 documents, but you're going to tell me how 4 of those documents support your thesis. And if you can do that, and you should be able to do this, guys, if you can describe 4 documents and then tell me how that document supports your thesis, you get 3 points. And if you add that up, you got 1, 2, 3 right there. Contextualization, thesis, that's 5 points that you've already got, and we've not even got anything really that hard. Can you read the document? Can you support your thesis? Can you write a thesis? And can you give me some background information? Next, you get points for evidence beyond the documents. This is kind of like cherry on top. You might say gravy points. Evidence beyond the documents. So uses at least 1 additional piece of specific historical evidence relevant to an argument about the prompt. We're going to go back to our railroads. So they give you 5 different documents. Okay? Is there something about railroads in Afro-Eurasia between this time period that is not mentioned in the documents that I know about? That's what evidence beyond the documents is. Is there something not mentioned in the documents that is relevant to this prompt that I know about? Because if there is, I want to add that in there. And again, if I do that for 1, if I give me 1 additional piece, that's 1 point. If you do that twice, that's 2 points. We've not talked about this point a lot, but it's still there. All right, next. Evidence analysis. Guys, this is what Mr. Nichols has referred to as the sourcing point or the POV point. Point of view, sourcing, POV, I've called it these things. Basically, what are you doing? You're explaining the document's point of view, purpose, historical situation, or audience. And how is it relevant to your argument? Is this person writing this document from a certain perspective? And how is that relevant to my argument? Again, we want to stay away from using the words biased. You're not trying to tell me this is a not relevant document. Don't take this document seriously. You're basically saying, look, this person has a certain point of view. This person is writing it for a certain situation or purpose. And here's why that is relevant to my argument. That's what you're trying to do. And if you can do that for 1 document, you get 1 point. If you can do that for 2 documents, you get 2 points. And last but not least, the unicorn point. Guys, if you can get this point, it's like, wow. It's don't even try to get this point. If you get it, great. I know that sounds crazy to a lot of you guys, but basically I'm trying to get you guys to hit the layup. These are all easy points to get up through here. They're not hard to get. So get the easy points. Don't be trying to shoot it from half court when you've got a wide open layup. So if you get complexity, great. But again, it's out of 313,000 students that took it last year, guys, I would say less than 5,000 to 3,000 students actually got that. That's less than 2% of students. I think I'm right on the math. Please don't correct me if I'm wrong. So pay attention this week. That's what's going to be on today's information. Make sure you're staying on my Google Classroom. Watch today's Steve Heimler's video. He gives you some more information about the test. He may answer some questions that you may have. Make sure you do my Google form for today. And I hope you guys stay safe. And feel free to communicate, to call me, to talk to me, whatever you need to do. I'm going to be putting some stuff out there for this review materials. And again, you only have to know units 1 through 6. You don't have to know units 7 and 8. I know we started on units 7 and 8 when we were talking about World War I and stuff like that. To give you a perspective of time periods, that means you're going to be tested over anything from 1200 AD, or what we call CE, current era, from 1200 to 1900. So even though we're going over this document right here from 1918, technically I don't think, this is a document, this is a DBQ they used years ago, so they're not going to use the same one. But any of these documents, if they were to use something like this, they would just stop it at 1900. So, if you guys have any questions, feel free to holler at me, whatever you need. I'm available. I'm trying to get you guys to pass this test. Please give it your best. So with that being said, guys, good luck, study, and stay safe out there. Don't watch too much of the news. All right, this is Mr. Nichols. See you guys later.